Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to change the character mesh for smart AI characters. In this video I'm going to be using a meta-human mesh which is split up into 3 different parts, but if you have your own custom mesh that's just one complete mesh, you can follow along with this as well. Now if your new mesh uses the same skeleton as the UE5 mannequin, you can actually skip most of this video, and that's because you can just delete the skeleton that came with your new character mesh and replace it with the Smart AI one. So if I quickly show you an example, I'm just going to go to the skeleton, just search for skeleton here. So you can find the skeleton that came with your mesh, you can select it and hit delete, and then down here you can use the replace references, you can search for mannequin and find the mannequin that's in the Smart AI meshes folder there. You can select that and then just do replace references. But before doing this, make sure that your mesh's skeleton is exactly the same as the Smart AI skeleton. Then you can just go to one of the Smart AI characters. So I'll quickly show you Smart AI, AI characters, and then Master AI, for example. You can select the mesh, and then you can just change the mesh to your new mesh over here. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to retarget your mesh because if you're using MetaHuman or a character that doesn't use the exact same skeleton as the UE5 mannequin, you are going to need to retarget. So to get started with retargeting, I'm going to go to the Smart AI folder, then Animations, and I'm just going to right click the AI character underscore Anim BP. We're going to go up to Retarget Animations and click that. Then we're going to leave the source skeletal mesh to our Quinn mannequin, and the target skeletal mesh we're going to set to our new character mesh. So for me, that's going to be the mannequin, sorry, not the mannequin, the metahuman body. So I'm just going to find that now. That is this one. So I'm just going to select that. You can see that it's connected up our 2 characters. You can see on my mesh part of the character is missing. This is just because the metahuman is split up into multiple different pieces, so we can only see the arms and legs right now. Then we're just going to click the top option here and then scroll down to the bottom, and holding shift just click the BS zombie walk to select everything, and then I'm going to do export animations. I'm going to create a new folder in the content folder and just call this retargeted anims. And I'm also, so we'll select that. I'm also going to do a suffix and I'm going to do underscore retargeted. And that's just so we know which animations are retargeted. And then we're going to hit export. I'm going to tick on overwrite existing files and then hit export. Now this might take a while, so just let it do its thing. So once that's done, we can just close this window out and you can see it's taken me to that new folder and we can see all of our new retargeted animations in here. Now it's worth just clicking through a few of these animations to make sure everything is kind of retargeted over correctly and you don't have any sort of errors with your animations. So we can just check some of these, just make sure that everything looks okay. We'll check this one as well. You can see that our animations seem to have retargeted correctly. Now, depending on your skeleton for your new character mesh, sometimes automatic retargeting won't work. If that's the case for you, Epic has information on how to do manual retargeting that you can look up and how you can tweak the IK rigs and all of that sort of stuff. But I'm just going to stick with the automatic retargeting results. So next we're going to go to that new animation blueprint that our retargeter has created. So that's going to be the AI character underscore NMBP underscore retargeted. And we'll open that up. So once we're in here, there's a few things we're going to need to change. So the first thing you're going to do is go to the anim graph, open that up. We've got these 3 nodes here. Now these control which parts of the body play which animations. So we'll select this first one, go to layer setup, then index and branch filters, and then open that. And you can see that we've got a bone name here set to Spino1. Now, this is going to depend on your character. For the metahumans, they have a Spino 1 bone, so this would be correct. But in your character, your first spine bone might not be spine 01, it might be called something different. So you can click the little skeleton icon up here, and then you can check your skeleton in here to see what your spine bones are called, and copy whatever that name is, and then place that in this entry here. And then down here, we're going to do the same for, so we've got clavicle L. The metahuman does have a clavicle L as well. So you can see clavicle L. This is kind of your top arm bone up here. So again, if your character doesn't use that, you'll need to find out the bone name and replace it in here. And then the same for the right side as well. But because I'm using MetaHuman, I don't actually need to change any of these values. So we can leave that as it is. Just going to compile and save this. And we can close this out. Next, we need to actually set our character mesh. So I'm going to go to the Smart AI folder, then Blueprints, AI characters, and it's kind of up to you what you want to do here. You can change the mesh in the master AI character, and that will just change the mesh for all of the examples. Or if you want to change it just for one example, you can do that as well. I'm just going to change it for the zombie. So I'm going to open that up, open full blueprint editor. And in here, we can go to viewport and you can see we've got our mesh now. So if you only have one full body character mesh, you can just select the mesh component here and change your mesh in here to the character you want. Then once you've done that, go to Anim class and then set this to the retargeted version we were just looking at. So you just set it to that. Now, because I'm using MetaHuman, my character is split up into multiple different meshes, so we're going to need different skeletal mesh components for each part. The easiest way to do this with MetaHuman is to, we'll go to the blueprint that MetaHuman creates for us. So I'm just going to move this up to the top here. Then we'll go to the MetaHumans folder and then to my MetaHuman. And you see we've got a blueprint here, so we'll just open that up. Then we're going to select the face component here, hold shift and just click down to mustache, and we'll copy those, then go to the zombie, and we're just going to right click on mesh and do paste, and you can see we've got our head up here. We're just going to drag all of those and drop them onto the mesh component so they attach there. Then in our settings up here for location and rotation, just click the reset arrow so they go back to their original rotations. Then we'll go back to the MetaHuman character. I'm just going to copy this component here, the skeletal mesh one, and go back to zombie, and then paste that in. And again, we're going to drag this onto the mesh component like that. And then we'll reset its location and rotation as well. Then we're going to select our mesh component, and we're going to change its skeletal mesh to our character's arms and legs. So for me, that's going to be this one here. And now you can see we've got our MetaHuman. Next, we're going to go back to our MetaHuman character and we're going to copy the LOD sync and the MetaHuman components. So just copy those and then paste those in here like that, and then compile. Then we need to select all of our groom assets. So I'm just going to select fuzz, hold shift, and then click mustache and just drag that onto the face. And then I'm going to do the same for beard, eyelashes, and eyebrows and drop that onto face as well, like that. Now, you may notice that your head isn't lining up with everything, so we need to fix that. To do that, we're going to go to the construction script, so we'll just open that up. We're going to grab our mesh component, drag out from that and do get child. We want get children components. Then tick on include all dependencies, drag out from that and do a loop. We want a for each loop, connect that up to our construction ship node, and then we're going to drag out from array element, cast to skeletal mesh component, connect that up, and then from that we're going to drag out and do set leader pose component. And then we're going to get our mesh again. I'm just going to copy paste that and plug that into the new leader bone component like that and compile. Now, when we go back to our viewport, you should see everything is lining up correctly now because they're all using the same animation blueprint. Next, we need to set the animations that this AI will use to our new retargeted ones. So to do that, we'll select the AI component, and then in the details panel, let's search for AI animations. And here you should see we've got our AI animations, and this is all the different animations for each behavior. We're just going to start by changing the default anims, and then we can copy these and paste them into the other behaviors. So we'll get started up here, and you should be able to tell which ones are yours because they'll have the retargeted at the end, and they should be next to the mannequin ones as well. So we'll just select these and go through and just swap them out. And if you want to in the future, you can come in and change animations depending on the behavior as well. But we're just going to go through and set them all to the same. So we've got working animations for our character. So once we've switched all of these, we can just copy this and then we can set these for each of the behaviors. So I'm just going to go through and do this now. You can just paste them onto each one of the anims here. So we want this one. And then if you want to, you can come in and change these out for other animations later on. So now we've set all of the animations for each behavior. So that's all our movement animations, but there are other animations in the AI component. So if we just get rid of AI and search for animations, and we'll scroll back up and we'll hide AI animations, there should be some other animations. So we've got death. So we want to make sure we're switching those for the retargeted versions like that. We've also got things like the climb and vault animations. You can go through and change these as well to the retargeted version. So this is 03, so 03, 05, find 05, and then the same for vault. So 1, and climb up 4, so we want retarget, climb up 4. And we've got our melee animations. This one's important if you've got an AI that does melee attacks. So you can see we've got the zombie animation set here. I'm going to switch that to the retargeted one as well. Another one is the prop animations. The zombie doesn't have any prop animations, but the civilians do. So if you search for prop, you'll find those under here if you've duplicated a civilian character. For characters that use weapons, so say your AI uses a gun, you'll need to change the animations in the gun as well. So you can find those in the Smart AI folder, blueprints, then AI, we want holdables, and then just for example, the M4, we can open that up. And if we search for animation, you can see we've got our animations in here. Currently they're set to the mannequin, but you would want to go through and change these out to your retargeted versions. And you can also set the weapon animations for each behavior, and that's all the movement animations, just like we changed in the AI component. So you can go through and do these if you need to. Something you might want to do with the holdable blueprints is instead of changing the animations in the default one, like I've just done, you can duplicate it. That way you'll have a version that the mannequin skeleton can use and a version that your new character skeleton can use as well. And then if you want your character to use that weapon, you can just change the weapon in the AI component. So I can just start for starting. You can set the starting weapons here. Next, we need to set up the sockets in our new character's skeleton. So for that, I'm going to, what we'll do is we'll select just our character mesh here. I'm going to click on the preview mesh there, and then just click the skeleton, and that will open up the skeleton for us. And I'm also going to open up the mannequin skeleton that comes with Smart AI. So that's going to be in meshes, skeletal, and then SK mannequin. We'll open that up. You'll see that we've got sockets on our bones here. There's a few different ones if you scroll through. There should be some on the hands as well. Yes, you've got the left hand socket, the melee trace socket. We're going to need to go through and add each one of these to our new character skeleton. To make this a little bit easier for me, I'm just going to change this to the arms and legs so we can see where our hands are. So if we go back to our SK mannequin, we'll start with the first socket, which is this pelvis melee storage socket. So the names need to be exactly the same. So I'm just going to copy the name. And if I do this, we can see our socket should be around here. So I'm going to grab the pelvis, right click, do add socket, and then rename that socket to the name that we copied, like that. And it's a little bit hard for me to see here, but I'm going to roughly move it. We'll turn off snapping. Move it to around here. You can always come back in here and readjust these if the weapons don't sit nicely when they're attached to these sockets. So I'm just going to move mine to around here, and that'll be fine for now. Then go back to the mannequin, and we'll move on to the next one. So we've got the range storage slot. So that's on our back here. So I'm just going to copy that, rename, copy the name, and then we want that on which bone? We want that on spine 3. So let's get spine 3. add a socket, then rename the socket, paste that name in, and we can just move that sort of round near the back like that. You can preview what things will look like when they're attached to the socket. So if you right click the socket and do add preview, we can do something like M4, well, let's do a sword. So I can do like sword. I can see what the sword will look like when it actually attaches to this socket. And this is just a preview, it won't affect your actual character. So I'll do a couple more of the sockets just to give you an example. We'll go to the left-hand sockets, for example. So we've got our left-hand socket and our left-hand melee socket. So we'll want both of those. So I'm just going to copy the name, then find our left hand, add the socket, and rename that socket. And then do the same thing with the melee trace socket. So rename, copy, and then add new socket to our left hand and paste that in, rename, paste that in like that. And you're going to want to go through each one of these sockets that are in this the mannequin skeleton and add them to your character, and generally get them in the same sort of position that they're in from this character in your skeleton as well. And then you can come in here later on and adjust them if your gun doesn't sit properly in your hand, or say when the weapon's on the character's back, you want to adjust it, you can adjust the storage slot socket. So now we're almost done. There's one other thing that I wanted to mention. You probably won't need to change it, but if you do, I'll quickly show you where it is. This is to do with hitboxes. So we go to Smart AI Blueprint and open up the AI functions library here. In here, we've got the isHitbox function, and we've got this array variable. I'm just going to bring the window up. And in here, we've got entries that basically tell the system which bone is which hitbox. So you can see in my first entry here, I've got spine and it is set to chest. So that basically means if something hits any bone that has the word spine in it, it counts it as a chest hitbox. And then it's the same for things like arm, hand, it's hands hitbox. So it just goes through and says, if a bone name contains this word, then it's this particular hitbox. If your character has very different naming schemes, you may have to go in and either add new entries or edit these entries so that your bones go to the correct hitbox. But like I mentioned, you probably won't need to change these just because most skeletons use the same sort of keywords for their bones. So we're almost ready to test this out. I did want to mention one thing with our sockets. If we go back to our SK Mannequin here and find the right hand and the right hand melee trace, you can see in its rotation, it's got 180-degree rotation here. This is important because this determines which direction the trace goes. So in your character, you may want to find your left hand trace socket and right hand trace sockets and make sure they have the same rotations that they do in the mannequin. So I'm just going to select our left hand melee trace and do details, and we can just make sure we do a negative 180 on that. And I'll do the same thing with our right hand as well. So negative 180. And that would just mean that our trace should be able to hit our character. So now we can test out our character. Just going to drag our zombie into the level here, hit play, and you can see that he's using our zombie animations, and if we get close, he can attack and actually do damage to us as well. If we shoot them, you can see that they're dying and falling over in the ragdoll. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below.